Hi, we're going to be talking about different math tools built within Smart Notebook itself. Now you can go outside of this and use Smart Lab as well as Smart Amp to administer other things. But I was just going to be focusing on the different tools directly in the notebook for geared towards math. So starting with our GeoGebra widget, which can be found down here in this puzzle piece right here. If I were to write an equation, or type an equation, which we did add math equation editor, I can simply drag that over and it'll graph it for us. I can go ahead and move this line around, and as you can see, it is changing our equation over here. If I were to want to write a particular point, so I'm going to do this in green, and I'm going to go ahead and do the point 3, 1, and we're going to take this point, I'm going to drop it over here, and it's also going to go ahead and graph that point for us as well. It'll go as intense of a equation that you want to write in there as the highest level possible, and you can implement that and graph it for you. In addition to that, I did want to highlight for some of our younger grades, we're going to have our smart blocks, which is over here in that puzzle piece as well. For example, this smart blocks, I already wrote the number 4, but for younger grades, they want to group things together through pictures. So I actually grouped 3 hats together. That was just done by adding the different shapes on there. I could clone, or I actually could go through and just add them individually, but I grouped them together already. I do not want to ungroup them, but I'm going to draw a line from my 3 hats over to my smart block, and it's going to add 4 plus 3 equals 7. To kind of show you that a little bit more in depth here, you have more options than just adding. You have subtracting, multiplying, dividing, square roots, as well as squared numbers, powers to the power of. And then we can do unknowns. So if I were to put in 2 numbers, it'll shoot out an answer for us or a solution, and your students will have to figure out if it's adding or possibly multiplying or dividing, and use their knowledge based off the numbers. So a little bit higher level thinking there. With that, we also have our shape divider. I would check out all things shapes. That video will go in a little bit more depth about these different angles that are built in here and side links, but I did kind of quickly want to show you, you do have the ability to divide these shapes to have different manipulatives built in, and now you have fractions built in, parts to whole. Another piece with our GeoGebra widget. So if we were to go in here and go back to our board here, I would just be clicking on GeoGebra. I already searched for translations previously today, so you can see different things that you can use with translations. You can also, just similar to a Google search, I can search fractions, and there's going to be multiple different things that we can be doing with fractions in here that you can pull up. One that I did already pull up was adding 2 fractions. So I'm just going to go ahead and put 1/2 and 3/4. I'm going to scroll down and then just hit next. And we do have our 2 fractions built for us. And you can see how they will come together and show us what our correct answer put together. So kind of allows us to get a lot more engaged with fractions and being able to show common denominators and get a visual on that. Going a little bit further with writing equations, I do have up here in our little puzzle piece writing equations. If you do not see this writing equations, don't worry. You're just going to go over here to your settings, and you are going to just go over to the add-ons. You have other tools that you can add to your toolbar as well. We're going to show you in a second here, kind of protractors and rulers. But just for this equation editor, we're going to go ahead and write equation. What you'll do is you click, hold down, and drag. I already have it there, so I'm just going to kind of leave it there. And I'm just going to hit done. So with that equation, I can go through and I can be at the board writing. I could be typing here. And I'm just going to bring up my pen tool real quick. And I'm going to do sigma of 3x. Oops, there we go, there's the x. Plus 2. and I'm going to go ahead and put that over a fraction, and it will pick up that fraction for me over, let's do y squared, and it will be able to pick up that y squared, and I can put it in parentheses. And I also can go a step further if I were to put sine in there, and it will pick up the sine. And you can put beta in there, you can put any kind of letter of the Greek alphabet, and it will be able to pick that up. I would just going to hit OK. I'm going to exit out of that. And now I'm going to have my written out equation. I can go ahead and throw this over on the graph, and it'll graph it for me, different options that you have available to you. Now, with other options, if you were to run to write, something specific to 16.2 in that update is we actually just added on our math equation editor. So if you had, I went through and I went to my tools, I dropped down to equation, I clicked, and then I'm going to click again, and we have a full math equation editor that you can put in your own math equation built in. You also have the ability to add in different tools. Again, check out the shapes, all things shapes, with all the different polygons that you can put in there, and changing those based off of what you need to talk about, whether it be a regular or irregular shape. Other options you do have, I would always kind of refer back to our math. You can put graph tables, you can go through and put a number line built in there, a different quadrant chart. You also have the ability to, when you go up to insert, our measurement tools that we were talking about before, whether it be a protractor, a ruler, or a compass. I'm going to go ahead and insert a protractor here. So if you want to, I'm still stuck on the equation editor, so I'm going to go back to my pointer tool. Now with this, you can go through and measure angles. You can put up a picture here and check out the different angles that are being created. Lastly, I did want to highlight, when you do hit insert, you have the ability to put a graph table involved. So if I would want to put a table in there, I can do number of columns, number of rows, and it'll quickly create that within Smart Notebook itself. So whatever kind of project you're working on, you do have the ability to put that in there as well. So if you do not see any of these different tools up there, remember, we're going to go ahead and click on the Customize the Toolbar. A lot of our math tools will be in the math section. And then for our add-ons that are included in with our licensing subscription is going to be GeoGebra, as well as Smart Blocks, and you're just simply clicking on those and inserting those in. If you did see here, you do have the ability to insert YouTube videos as well. So if I wanted to search any type of YouTube video explaining a particular concept, so if I want to type in fractions, something that's really great about this is you can preview, and there will not be any advertisements or any delay in loading these through. So you can just go ahead and insert these in. If I hit add video, and what that'll do is it'll come over here and it just instantly starts playing when you do click play. I'm going to make this full screen, and you can just start playing that immediately. I appreciate that, the time that you're listening to this video. If you have any comments or anything else that you're looking for, go ahead and please put that in the comment section. If there's another way that you do use Smart Notebook in your own math classroom, feel free to add that as well. But I appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.